Okay, we're looking at algebraic division. So we want to divide x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 10 divided by x minus 2. First of all, start out by writing the x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 10. And we're going to compare that to x minus 2 multiplied by, it will be a quadratic. First of all, I look at the x cubed term, and the x cubed term only comes from one place. It comes from that value times that. So this has got to be x squared, x times x squared, to give me x cubed. So at this stage, rub out these lines, because if you rub those out, it will make it clearer. I then look at the x squared term. So the x squared term comes from minus 2x squared, and it will also come from this term here. I want plus 2x squared, I've got minus 2x squared, so I need to have 4x squared. Minus 2x squared plus 4x squared gives me what I want. So this times this has got to give me plus 4x squared, so in the middle I need a plus 4x. Again, at this stage it's worth rubbing out the pencil mark so that it's clear. Then when you've rubbed out those pencil marks, you now look at the x term. So we're moving from the x cubed term to the x squared term to the x term, and the x terms will come from this. So that's minus 2 times 4x, that's minus 8x. I actually want minus 5x, so if I've got minus 8x there, if I plus 3x, minus 8x plus 3x, that gives me the 5x minus 5x that I need. So to get my plus 3x, I need to do x times plus 3. Again, I would rub out these marks to make it neater. So we've got x minus 2 times x squared plus 4x plus 3. You need to check the last term. If x minus 2 is a factor, then minus 2 times plus 3 will work. So minus 2 times plus 3 is minus 6. It doesn't work. I needed minus 10. I've got minus 6 from there. So the extra bit that I need, minus 6 minus 4, will give me my minus 10, and that goes on the end. You need to understand the terminology as well. And to understand the terminology, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 10 divided by x minus 2 can be rewritten as this answer here, x squared plus 4x plus 3. The remainder is minus 4, and that's over x minus 2, which is what you divided by. So the key terms are, this bit is called the quotient, the x minus 2 is called the divisor, and the minus 4 is the remainder. And you need to know those terms as well. When you're using algebraic division, the last line of a question quite often will say, write this as a product of linear factors, and the last line of the equation of the question is to get your x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 10. We've already found that that's equal to x minus 2. We found that the quadratic bit was x squared plus 4x plus 3. And your last line is usually to write that as 3 linear factors, and this will usually factorise, in this case, x plus 3, x plus 1. The key thing to remember is always look to see if there's a common factor you can take out before you begin. So if you have something like this, 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 6x plus 2. Always look at this to say, is there a common factor I can take out? And I can take a 2 out from the front, so it's 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Forgetting to spot that common factor will cost you marks in the exam. That 2 will need to be out at the front.